Okay, hello everyone. Today is October 6th, 2025, and today I am going to talk about why I'm quitting Throne and Liberty and shutting the guild down. So, first, let's do a breakdown here. We're going to talk about why in terms of the players, we're going to talk about why in terms of the game itself, and then we're going to talk about where we're going to go from there. So, let's get ahead and get started with the players. Why am I quitting Throne and Liberty? Because of the players. Because honestly, I'm just tired of having to deal with people who lack self motivation to get anything done. So I feel like a lot of the people we've recruited over the months have had a very poor activity point score. I feel like when I played the game, all I had to do was like basically everything. Um, Contracts, abyssal dungeons, dimensional contract tokens, guild raids, like literally everything. And it was very easy for me to maintain a activity point score of 2,000 plus, 4,000 plus, and all I did was play the game. But you know what? There was a lot of people in the guild, and they had an activity point score of less than 1,000, sometimes even less than 100. And I just got tired of all the people who literally didn't even want to play the game. Another thing I feel like I got tired of was finding people who were not self motivated to be officers and help me. Now, I am a multi MMO guild master. I cannot stay on a consistent schedule. I cannot promise a fixed schedule. That's why I always said I don't want to lead guild raids because I never know where and when I'm going to be needed. I need to keep my hands free. So I got tired of that. I also felt like I got tired of trying to find guild allies over time. It's like, okay, first of all, which guilds are even viable guild ally options? And then next, who would be a viable guild ally for us? Who would be interested in being guild allies? Who has the same goals as we do? Who might be different from us, but also complements us? Similar to how Dahlia is different from me, but her differences and my differences kind of complement each other and play off each other when the time comes. So I just got tired of people like, being lazy, not caring about me, not listening to me, not taking me seriously, not being serious overall with themselves or with the game. And I'm just done with it. All right. So next, we're going to talk about the game itself. Why am I, besides the people that play this game, why am I quitting Throne and Liberty because of Throne and Liberty? Well, my biggest complaint, by far, is the login issue. Now, for a while there, actually, it's been months and months, and Amazon still has not fixed this, is I will load Steam, I'll launch the game, and then it puts me in this perpetual disconnect cycle whenever I try to log into the game and press play. So then what I have to do is I have to close the game, wait for it to stop from Steam, and then I have to press play again, which takes an extra 5-10 minutes every single time I want to log into the game. I feel like logging into Throne and Liberty in itself has become a chore. And I'm just done with it. Another thing, I feel like as time has gone on, Amazon, which type of players do you think Amazon started catering to more and more and more as the months went by? Whales. Now, I'm not blaming them for that because, Amazon needs to make money. But they cared more about the whales. I'm not faulting Amazon for caring about the whales. I'm faulting Amazon for not catering to other people, the people who are non-whales. Okay, who else does Amazon cater to with Throne and Liberty? The hardcore PvP people? Yeah, sure. And then people who are going to have a higher and higher gear score. Yeah, sure. And like there's a lot that goes into having a higher gear score. You have to keep playing and playing and playing the game in order to boost your gear score higher and higher and higher. What have I said about Throne and Liberty in the past? That you have to know life this game and join a guild and be in a guild alliance with a bunch of other people who also know life this game. Now, I wanted a guild who were like friends with each other, and we were an internet faction, and we had organized, and we did group content stuff, but obviously nobody cares about that in Throne and Liberty. Now, have people cared about that in the past? Yes, absolutely. Elder Scrolls Online, the start of early access and PAX Day, right before the release of Blade and Soul Neo, I got so many messages from people on Blade and Soul Neo. They wanted to join the clan, and I literally had to put people on Blade and Soul Neo on back order because so many people were asking to join my clan on Blade and Soul Neo, but Blade and Soul Neo only had 10 slots initially. So I had to tell people, I don't have room for all of you right now, so we're just going to have to wait until we can get the guild roster a bit bigger. So I feel like we're at a point now where Amazon caters to the whales only, the PvPers, and to a certain extent the cheaters. I heard from a YouTube video, which I don't even know where I'm gonna find it, but it was months ago. But you see where I'm going with this. They're just not catering to what I want in an MMO and or what I'm capable of in an MMO because I feel like I barely have help. So, and honestly, this login glitch, this should have been fixed weeks, months ago. Here we are, and it's still here. That I am going to straight up fault Amazon for. I'm just done with it. All right. Next, we're going to talk about, now remember, why did I say I quit Lost Ark back in 2023? Because I felt like Lost Ark was turning into a long, fruitless chore. Now, Lost Ark and Throne and Liberty. When it started, was it absolutely great? Was it absolutely essential? Of course it was. It was great. I genuinely enjoyed Lost Ark when I first played it. I enjoyed Throne and Liberty when I first played it. But over time, what did Lost Ark turn into? It turned into a long, fruitless chore. Now, why did I say that? Because every single day, I was doing NPC rapport, I was doing Unis tasks to max out the Unis tasks rewards. Every week on, what was it, Wednesday? When weekly guild quests would reset, I was getting on, doing those with essentially little to no help. And we were doing just fine. Well, no, we weren't. Well, I was doing just fine on Lost Ark. But then I felt like, over time, a lot of the people who were going to play Lost Ark with us at the start quit, just like we saw on Throne and Liberty. We weren't really recruiting any new people on Lost Ark. Now, that's not true for Throne. We recruited lots and lots of people on Throne and Liberty over time. So, and then on Lost Ark, the people we did recruit, what did we see? They didn't want to join Discord, didn't want to talk to us, basically just had nothing to do with us, didn't want to get organized, didn't want to take me seriously. And what are we seeing right now on Throne and Liberty? Now, granted, a lot more people did join our Discord server, did talk, did socialize with us, but we're still coming to the same end result. People don't want to do group content. They don't want to socialize with each other. I'm just kind of done with it. So we are basically going down the same route we're going down with Lost Ark. And I just feel like I'm done dealing with it. Okay. Shutdown details of Lost Ark. Throne and Liberty. On October 15th, 2025, so that's the 1 year anniversary plus 2 weeks, I'm going to kick everybody out of the Throne and Liberty Guild, and I'm going to set applications to auto decline. Because I'm just done. We're shutting down the guild, and we're going to move on. So, now if you're in our Discord server and you join us from Throne and Liberty, I do highly encourage you to stay in our Discord server, so maybe you're going to play some other game with us in the future. And then you're already here, you're already with us, and you can come join us on whatever game that'll be. I do not have any plans to endorse any Throne and Liberty guilds for my people to jump to. However, if your guild name is a reference to something like P. Diddy or women's underwear, I will happily vouch against your guild. Okay, but that's pretty much it. Okay, so now here's the thing. Where does our guild go from here now that we're shutting down the Throne and Liberty Guild? Well, we're still going to maintain an active presence on Elder Scrolls Online. Dara is going to keep doing PAX Day, running the PAX Day stuff for us. Blade and Soul Neo, I will keep doing at minimum until I get to tier 1 with Crimson Legion. I'm at tier 2 right now. At my current rate, I'll probably be tier 1 before the end of 2025. Though if I need a little bit of 2026, that probably won't be too surprising. And then, of course, on November 14th, so in about 5 weeks, we're going to start Where Winds Meet. Now, Where Winds Meet, talking about why I want to go to Where Winds Meet, that would be a topic for its own video. I feel like I need a separate video to talk about that. What Where Winds Meet is and why I want to at least try it out. But that's my roadmap for where I'm going to go for the end of this year. And that should pretty much take us to the end of 2025. The start of 2026 honestly, it will probably pretty much look exactly like this, except for not Blade and Soul Neo. But that's it. That's my breakdown for why I'm quitting Throne and Liberty and what happens next. If you have anything you'd like to say, please let me know in the comments. But beyond that, that's pretty much it. Have a corrosively wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video.